Hi guys, welcome back. As you can tell from the title, we are doing a book tag today. I am, whatever. But yes, the video is a book tag. It is the Supernatural book tag. I am a huge Supernatural fan, although I cannot be caught up on the running season right now, which is season 14, I think, or maybe they just finished that. Anyways, I can't be caught up on it because I don't have cable or internet or anything like that, so I just buy it when it comes out on DVD. But I have seen all the way 1 through 12. I have not watched 13 yet, but I own it and I'm getting there, and that is why I'm rewatching season 13, or seasons, like all the seasons from season 1. I'm currently on season 5, like 2 episodes till the end of season 5. And I wanted to do this Supernatural book tag now. It seemed like a perfect time to do it, with me being re-obsessed with Supernatural, and I just kind of wanted to gush about it to you guys because I love it. It is one of my favorite TV shows ever, and I thought, yeah, what better time to do the Supernatural book tag. So before I start, I want to say that this was created by Nerdy Reader. I will leave her original video linked down below. I'd come across this a couple months ago, wanted to do it, and I never got around to it, and like I said, now seemed like the perfect time. I will tag a couple of people at the end. You don't have to do it, obviously, but please feel free if you want to. And even if you're not tagged, go do this if you love Supernatural, because it's so much fun. But yes, so Nerdy picked the prompts from, they are the titles of episodes. They're not like characters or anything like that. They're titles of episodes. So I thought that was a really neat take on this. So let's get started. So number 1, Pilot, a book that had you hooked from the very beginning. And for me, that is Impossible by Nancy Werlin. And actually, it's a lot of books, but this was the one that instantly came to mind. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I bought this brand new, and you can see how yellow the pages are, how bent. Like, I have read this book so many times. It has been on my shelf basically since it was published, and gosh, I don't even know when that was, like 2000, let's see. It was published in 2008, and it's been on my shelf since then. So almost 11 years. And I love this book, and I've actually got an arc of it coming, and I'm so excited for that. Deep breaths. But yes, this was one that had me hooked from the very beginning. Everybody Loves a Clown. Or that's, yes, number 2, Everybody Loves a Clown, a book that kept you up all night. And I'm gonna guess this is probably the same for a lot of people. This has been a lot of books, but ACOTAR, again, was the one that just instantly came to mind. I zoomed through this so quick. It was so good. I loved it so much because how could you not? This made me an instant Sarah J. Maas fan. I love her writing. Sarah J. Maas is just so good, and it's not like I don't like it, but I'm slowly working my way through the Throne of Glass series. I just want to be able to binge it, and I haven't had the time. So anyways, yes, this was a book that kept me up all night, along with many others, but I choose this one. Let's see, number 3, All Hell Breaks Loose Part 1, a book that broke your heart. And I could talk about so many of them, but the one that again instantly came to mind, and I'm sure if you've read this, it would come to mind for you too. And that is Allegiant by Veronica Roth. I don't even need to tell you, and I'm not going to tell you because it's a spoiler, but if you've read the book, you know. Number 4, Mystery Spot, a book that felt a bit repetitive. So, even though this is one of my favorite series ever, I felt that The Fifth Wave kept getting a bit repetitive with its kind of plot. Like, things didn't keep going over and over, like Before I Fall. I was gonna say that one, but I haven't read that one, but I've seen the movie. So, but it just, I don't know, it kept feeling like the same things were being talked about in here over and over again, and then it's just hard to explain. But this was the book I picked, The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. That's all I got to say. So, number 5, Lazarus Rising, a new character that started off as someone you disliked but turned into one of your favorite characters. So, I have 2 for this. I can be repetitive, haha, and say Rhysand from this series. Hated him in this book, loved him in this book. Or Kelowna from the House of Night. When he first enters, he is a horrible person. He's not even a person. He's a horrible being, and but as the series went on from the House of Night, he became amazing. And he was one of my absolute favorite characters in that series, and I loved him. So number 6, Swan Song, an ending that felt unfinished. And the thing is, most of my books, I own series. I don't like to read standalones. I love series because I just love being able to get to know the characters more and having more time with them. And it's a weird thing of mine, but yes. And technically, even though this one isn't, I said Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi. And even though it isn't unfinished because she wrote Restore Me, I still haven't read that yet. So for me, it still kind of feels unfinished. And honestly, this is the only other book I can choose that doesn't have a sequel. Like, I own all the books that really felt unfinished. Yeah, I really got no idea there. So 7, The French Mistake, a funny book with a dark twist. And for this, I went with any Rick Riordan books. I've got a whole shelf here. I could have picked any of them. I just grabbed the first one that I think it's the first one that he wrote in all of this series. But yes, any of his books really are they're supposed to be lighthearted and kind of funny, but as a teenager or an adult, when you're reading this middle grade series, the things become more dark, if that makes any sense. There's just so many dark twists in here where Percy is one moment so happy and carefree, and the next he's being thrown somewhere. I'm not going to say where, but we know where if we've read the books. Number 8, The Man Who Knew Too Much, a character who made a huge mistake. And for this, I am going to say Zoe Redbird. She made a bunch of huge mistakes, but not a mistake as bad as Tamlin did in A Court of Mist and Fury. Oh, goodness. I've talked and ranted and a whole bunch of things about Tamlin, I think in another tag video. But yes, he just made so many big mistakes, and honestly, I feel like the first one leading up to that was locking Feyre in the house, and I just did not like that, and I feel like that was a start to his big mistakes that he just kept making and making and rolling and rolling and rolling. And yeah, I think it was the self-insert book tag where I ranted about my hate for Tamlin. So if you guys want to go check that out, I will link that down below. So, number 9, reading is fundamental, a dramatic character change. Again, we're getting a bit repetitive, but I'm going to go with Rhysand. We see him, I'm going to say especially in this one, we see him at the beginning. He's funny, he's lighthearted, he doesn't seem like there's much to him, he seems mean, and I mean, mostly in here we see him as the mean, the villain, and then we start to see the change here, but we really start to see it in Akamoff, sorry, where he just becomes, we see such a deeper side to him, and that was a really dramatic character change that I feel. So number 10 is Sacrifice, a scene that really sticks out. Again, Allegiant. We all know what scene if we read it. If we haven't, I'm not going to say it because it is a huge spoiler, even though everybody's probably been spoiled for this already, but I know a few people haven't, so I'm not going to say anything. But if you've read this book, you know what scene I'm talking about. It is towards the end. So, 11. Do you believe in miracles? An infuriating character. And for me, it was Will Herondale from A Clockwork Angel. I still love Will. He's still not one of my favorites, but I still love Will. But he was so infuriating to me. I don't really got any explanations. I just seemed like, and I still stick up for him too every time somebody's like so mean to him and everything. It's just me and Will Herondale have a complicated relationship. But he infuriates me a lot. Number 12, Baby, a new perspective on a story. This one I went with, it could be taken a few different ways. The way the book is written, or I took it from seeing it from like a book from a different perspective. So for like Twilight could be Midnight Sun, or Grey for 50 Shades of Grey. I love, yes, make fun of me, blah, 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 blah. But I loved Christian's version of 50 Shades of Grey more than the original, because we get to see so much growth in Christian. Still waiting on the last one in this series. I hope we get it, because if we don't, I'm going to be so mad. I need it. Anyways, yes. So yes, a new perspective on a story, Grey by E.L. James. Let's see. 13, Don't Call Me Shurley. An unseen character is revealed. And for this, I went with Mortal Heart by Robin Lefevers. Sorry, Robin, I hope you're saying your name right. But yes, and I'm not really going to say, but a character who is pretending to be somebody else turns out to be somebody that's pretty big and important, and yeah. It was honestly pretty baffling for me. So yeah, definitely going with that. 14, Scoobies Natural, an adult twist on a childhood classic. And I could have gone with Cinder, but I felt like it wasn't quite as adult as the ACOTAR series. Whew, because ACOTAR is supposed to be a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which it is, not entirely, but if you've read it and you know Beauty and the Beast, you can see it there. But definitely an adult version, especially when we get to Achamoth. Number 15, Let the Good Times Roll, a cliffhanger that left you desperate for the sequel. So, I have two here. I have Children of Blood and Bone and The Glass Spare. And yes, I know The Glass Spares, or The Cruel Sea, is out, but I have not had time to get it. I haven't had the money to get it, but I'm getting it soon. Yes. But this, at the time, had left me desperate for the sequel. I'm still desperate for the sequel, but there's other books I kind of want to read right now before that. But this one, immediately. I finished it, and I wanted it immediately. And sadly, it has been pushed back a few months, which makes me so sad, but hopefully that just means Tomi's going to make a rockin' book, and I'm so excited for that. So, after that, I then added my own little question. So the rest of these 15 are all nerdies, but I wanted to add my own little one in here, especially since the scene I just watched was Death's entrance into the show for Supernatural, and his entrance is just probably my favorite entrance of all in the show. So I had to choose this. So number 16, 2 Minutes to Midnight. A character who had a dramatic and amazing entrance. And like I said, Death's was just amazing in there. And for this, I'm going to, again, choose Kelowna, because he... not really spoiling anything, because I've already said he shows up. So he bursts out from a tree, out of the ground, out of the middle of a tree. So that is a pretty cool thing. That is a pretty dramatic entrance, if you ask me. So yeah, that is it for this tag. I enjoyed it so much. I don't know who I'm going to tag it, so I'm not naming you. Well, I know a couple, but I might tag more down below. But I'm going to tag Molly Strzelecki. I can never say your name, Molly. But I'm tagging you, and I'm tagging Julie from Pages and Pens, because I know you both watch Supernatural. But other than that, I don't know who's a Supernatural fan. But if I find out you are, I will tag you down below. And even if I don't tag you, go do this tag. It was so much fun, and I encourage you to do that. Alright guys, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. If you watch Supernatural, who's your favorite character? Are you a Dean girl? I am, completely. Or are you a Sam girl? Do you like Castiel? Do you like Crowley? Let's chat Supernatural. Moving on from that, if you would like to follow me on any of my social medias where, again, we can chat Supernatural or pretty much anything, they're all linked down below. I got Twitter, Instagram, Bookstagram, and Goodreads, and like I said, it's all linked down below, and I will chat with you there about Supernatural, bookish things, anything. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!